Everything is always and forever the same with these people. And everyone you see on the woke left, all of the useful innocents or the useful idiots, depending on how you feel about them today, all of the true believers, the people with the crazy hair that are screaming and doing the protests and having, setting fire to things and defending looting and all that stuff, it all comes from these people. Every bit of chaos that you are seeing on the woke left, every time they do something insane, every time you find out about a new policy to queer your kids in school, every time there's a drag queen story hour, every time we're complaining about trans women in women's sports, every single thing that the woke left is doing comes from these people. It is a trickle down. And so if you want to know where the woke left is going, you listen to these people and they will tell you what they're doing. They will tell you what they're plotting. They will coordinate live on the internet. We can all go and watch this stuff. We have been for 9 effing months. Anytime you think of the word queer, you have to remind yourself that it is not about being gay or trans. It is an act of political rebellion against the system, specifically so they can undermine capitalism. When you understand that, you will understand why they are doing all the crazy things they are. From drag queen story hour to trans women in women's sports to queering your kids in school, it's not about creating a more fair and just society for all. It's about gaining power and destabilizing the system so they can attack capitalism and usher in their Marxist utopia. So now, we have beaten that dead horse for an hour and 15 minutes. I hope everyone understands the true definition of queer. And now we're going to move into showing you guys how queer shows up in real life. So guys, please mount that like button for me, if you would be so kind. Let's look at an example. And we're going to look at an example of, from all places, Timcast. But Cassandra did a great job with this one. And so we have to give credit where credit is due and all that good stuff. Let's look at an example of how this shows up in real life. Disneyland has a mustached man in a dress greeting children at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique dress shop. Remember, this is being done not to make the world better for trans people, not to be inclusive, not for any of that purpose. This is meant to destabilize the system. Let me just make the screen a little bigger. Disneyland now has a mustached man in a dress greeting little girls at the salon and dress shop Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. The high-priced dress shop takes children through getting princess ready, complete with magic mirrors, and a salon where they can get their hair and makeup done after selecting the perfect princess dress to wear as they visit the theme park. Makeovers at the boutique are limited to children ages 3 through 12. In previous years, little girls and their parents would be met at the door by one of the fairy godmothers in training, usually a young woman who would help them decide their perfect princess makeover. Now the ultra woke company seems to have changed things up a little bit. In a video posted to Twitter, a mustached man in heavy makeup is seen introducing himself to a child as one of the fairy godmother apprentices. Let's watch this video. I do have the sound on.
So my name's Nick. I'm one of Fairy Godmother's apprentices. I'm here to shop you around and make all your selections for the day.
Why might they do that? Why is Disneyland, in the land of queer ideology, as we just spent an hour venturing through, why might Disneyland hire a mustached man, put that mustached man in a dress to be a fairy godmother apprentice to help 3 through 12-year-old girls pick out a pretty princess dress to wear at the theme park for the day? Why might that happen? Nope. Not correct. Not correct, Jane. You got to go back, watch the beginning of the video. Because the real action is your reaction. I think that's part of it. Because they're taking your children, they're pushing the ideology on your children, they're normalizing it to your children, they are making your children queer. From the time they're little kids, they are introducing them to the queer ideology because it disrupts normativity. How does it disrupt normativity? It abolishes the gender binary. And what does all that lead to? Destabilization of the system. Okay? So you guys got, many of you got components of the answer, but again, every single thing that the woke left does, I know I've repeated it already 15 times on this stream, but we're going to make it 16 just to be sure. Every single thing the woke left does is to gain as much power as possible, destabilize the system, attack capitalism, usher in their Marxist utopia. So now let's watch the video again. The woke left has gained power because they control Disney, all right? They already control Disney. They don't need to gain any more power. Now we're focusing on the rest of our 3 goals, using the power that they've already gained through gaining control of Disney to destabilize the system, attack capitalism, and usher in their Marxist utopia. Let's just watch it again. And given that framework of this is what the woke left always does, why are they putting a mustached man in a dress named Nick? We're not talking about a trans man here because Nick's name is Nick. Catch that? Why are they putting a mustached man in a dress as a fairy godmother's assistant to help young girls become pretty princesses? Let's watch again.
So my name's Nick. I'm one of fairy godmother's apprentices. I'm here to shop you around and make all your selections for the day.
I have said it a million times that the left doesn't need to have their own children. They can abort all their children from Kingdom Come and it will make no difference because they don't need their own children. They are going to take yours. The primary place that they are taking your children is in the public schools. However, they're also doing stuff like this. The man in the dress destabilizes the gender binary. That's exactly right. They're destabilizing the gender binary. They're teaching kids when they are too young to defend themselves that there is no such thing as a gender binary. Those kids are going to grow up and eventually become adults who believe there is no such thing as the gender binary. The gender binary is one of the things upholding the biological family. One of the key goals of the woke left is to abolish the biological family. It is literally in the Communist Manifesto. We're doing advanced level shit on this channel, guys. I really want you to see through all of the bullshit. I want you to see through all of the reading. I want you to see through all of the complaining. I want you to see through all of it. And I want you to get to the core of why this is happening. Because if you don't understand why this is happening, you will be constantly chasing your tail, which is exactly what the left wants.